This is moose jerky, better than anything that you can buy at the store. Super simple. You can do it with beef, you can do it with venison, you can do it with caribou, you can do it with moose. It does not get better than this. All right, so we've got moose roast. There's another moose roast. And then these ones were moose steak. We're gonna turn all this into jerky, so we need to get it unwrapped so that we can get it back in the freezer and get it firmed up so that we can get a nice slice on it. The reason that we thought it out all the way so that we can get the cellophane off. But look at that beautiful meat. This is her moose. We're gonna make a couple different kinds of jerky. They might be seasoned the same way, but I think I'm gonna make some survival jerky out of this one right here. One piece will keep you alive for an extra couple days if you're in a really bad situation. Let's go get these in the freezer. Okay, so we just pulled the meat out of the freezer. It stayed in there a little bit longer than I planned on, so it's nice and firm. I thought about pulling out the meat slicer, but I'm not going to. Most people don't have one. You can do it with a knife. Just a little bit more tedious, and you're not gonna be exact on everything, but this is homemade jerky. It doesn't have to be exact. So what we are gonna do though is we're gonna make our seasonings exact. I'm gonna take this load of meat, and it is 11 pounds on the dot. So the reason that we weighed it is that's gonna tell us how much pink cure salt. I know, calm down. Pink cure salt is okay. That's going to kill all of the bad stuff that could grow on the meat. We are gonna smoke these on a low temperature. So we need to make sure botulism does not grow. No bacteria grow. That's why I'm using it. If you don't want to use it, do it another way that keeps you safe. So that's going to tell us how much of the pink cure salt we are going to need. It is also going to tell us how much salt we're going to need. We're going to shoot for about 1.5% on the salt. We're going to add pepper. We're going to add pepper to however much I decide to add. And check out folded steel knives. Beautiful. With Chef Dad engraved into it. Link will be in the description down below for discount off of folded steel knives. So 11 pounds is going to be, it's going to be 2 teaspoons and a 1/4 teaspoon. For every 5 pounds, it is a teaspoon. There is our pink cure salt that we need to keep ourselves safe. We're gonna add it in after we get all the meat cut. That way we get all the surface area and we can mix it in nice and good. Okay, so for salt, we took 11 pounds times 0.015 equals, it's gonna be 0.165 pounds. You know what? It's not gonna work. We need to get our other scale out. Can I do a scale on a scale? There we go. 0.165 of salt. 0.165 on the dot. Those are the only seasonings we're going to scale out. We'll get this out of the way. We'll get our meat sliced. Then we'll mix in our salt and our pink cure salt. And then we're gonna add in our pepper. These are still froze. These, as you can tell, are cut as steaks. Those are monster steaks. These are gonna be really tender. These are gonna be a short grain jerky, so it's gonna be really easy to eat. I'm gonna cut this. We're gonna go about a 1/4 inch. We're gonna try and keep these extremely consistent. And see, if you have it frozen, it's a lot easier to cut because it doesn't move around a whole lot. These are phenomenal knives, and I would suggest going and checking them out. These are the cheapest ones that they make. I really enjoy them. They're amazing. They've worked for everything that I've done. They hold a phenomenal edge. They are not knives that you put in the dishwasher though. So if you must have a knife that goes in the dishwasher, don't buy these, because these are to be taken care of properly. If you go over a 1/4 inch, it takes forever to get it to dry out. And you never really know if it's completely dried the way that it should be. Using the curing salt and salt, you get the best penetration. Now we're gonna move into the roast. And you can see in these, the grains are running this way. See at the end of it? So we want to cut them this way. So you're wanting about a 1/4 inch consistent cut. And these are, you're gonna see, gonna be a wider, flatter piece. This is the one that I said I want to do, show you guys survival jerky with. So as you can see, just like that last one, the grains are running this way. So if we were to do it the same way, we'd cut it this way. In a survival situation, you may not know how long till you get to eat again. This goes in your survival bag, your go bag. It's gonna suck to eat, but it's gonna be something that you can chew on all through the day when you're trying to get out of a bad situation. So, when you slice these, it's with the grain, not against the grain, it's with the grain. When you cut them, and especially if they're this thick, you need these to be able to be chewed on. You're just gonna hold it in your mouth and you're gonna chew on it all day. This is gonna increase saliva flow for if you're in a hot, dry, even if it's super cold in a dry environment. This will sustain you and keep you going. I'll bring you guys back as soon as we get the rest of this cut up. Aye. First, we're gonna go in with our pink cure salt. We're just gonna spread it across evenly as we can. So make sure you get that mixed in good. And just do this initial mix. Make sure you mix everything around, get it rolled over on top of itself. So the reason I mixed it first before I added in any other seasoning is because I want to mix it again so that I can get that cure salt spread around again and again and again. As many times as I add a different seasoning, I'm gonna do a mix. I'm gonna call that first mix good. Now we're gonna go in with our salt. And this is not fine table salt, this is coarse salt. Okay, let's do another mix. You want to try and get it everywhere. Pepper. And I'm just gonna spread it out, see what it looks like. I'm gonna roll that amount around. I don't want it to be like a brisket where I'd cover the entire thing. That would be a 2-to-1 ratio. You can see in here, there's a pretty good dispersion of pepper, but I think we need just a little bit more pepper added in. So I'm gonna go about the same amount. And it's just a preference thing. I'm gonna call that good. I don't wanna add any more pepper. These are just gonna be, it's gonna be a basic flavor. Basic. Not teriyaki, it's just gonna be amplified mousse with a little bit of pepper. That's all we want. Okay, I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna put it in the fridge. I'm gonna leave it overnight. I'm gonna let that cure do its job. This will be, it will turn it a little pink. Tomorrow, after we get back from a moose hunt, we're gonna put these on in the smoker, Pit Boss, available at Lowe's. We're gonna put them on the smoker and we're gonna get them smoked and dried to how we want them. Then we'll put them in vacuum sealed bags, vacuum seal them. Some will go in the freezer, some will just go in the pantry. All right, so here we are the next day. Here is what our jerky looks like. It smells amazing, looks amazing. It darkened up, as you can tell. After it goes through the smoker and heats up, that's when we'll get that nice red color. So, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go start the smoker. So, that smoker's going. What do we got in there? We got some beef brisket boudin going in there. I'm gonna go ahead and set the shelf up, maybe. Look at that, so simple. Turn it on. We are going to get this set for 175. We're just gonna leave this open and let it start smoking. Again, safety tip, prop your door open when you turn it on, otherwise fire, explosion. Don't want that. That smoker's over there because I lit it on fire. Clean out your grease trays. So we got 5 trays that fit in there. We need to fit all 11 pounds on there. What we're going to do is we're going to take some of this chosen food. Chosen foods. Avocado oil, and I'm just going to put a light spreading on the floor. I just don't want the jerky to stick. We're going to start laying out our jerky. Evenly spaced jerky. You want to make sure that they get smoke all around them. If you don't have a smoker, you can always do it in your oven at about 180 degrees or as low as it'll go, 140 to 180. Get it on a cooling rack, oven safe cooling rack, and just lay them out evenly on this. Put them in until they get to the dryness that you want. It's anywhere from 3 to 10 hours. If you are going to put them in the oven, you're going to probably want to add a few more flavors to it. Or if you have a nice hot dehydrator, you can just put it in there. But I had a lot of people get angry with me last time I put it in the dehydrator. Not here, because my jerky turned out amazing. Don't be mad. If you want them smaller than this, you need to prep them before you cure them. Anything that's exposed needs to have that cured. That way it prevents that bacteria from forming. I remember when I was a kid, I thought it was always awesome when I'd go to the grocery store. I'd never get one, but you'd see the great big sheets of jerky in there. Yeah, there's one tray done.
Would you prefer moose jerky or beef jerky?
Nostalgia's sake, I would prefer moose jerky. Okay, so we've got all 5 racks done. This is what we have left. We're gonna end up putting that in the dehydrator. We're gonna go get these into the smoker. We may have to shuffle these trays around just because this bottom may get a little hotter. All right, there's a full smoker of jerky. Get it closed up. We'll check on them, and probably 3 hours will be the first time that we check on them, and then until they get to the dryness that we want. Your temperature should be between 140 and 180 degrees. I prefer going over that 165 degrees just to make sure it's 100% safe and it's going to last for a long time. Okay, we're going to get our dehydrator racks filled with meat.
Where have you had the best jerky in your life?
Honestly, the best jerky I've ever had in my life. Check out this video over here. Vodka jerky. That was actually the best jerky I've ever had. So we are going to put these into the dehydrator. This is a meat maker, not sponsored. We're going to put those in there. I'm going to turn it on. We're going to bump the time to 11 hours. We're going to bump the temperature to maxed 167. Probably take somewhere around 6-7 hours for the small amount that we have in there. I said that it'll probably be done in 4. So we'll see you when we check on the jerky. Here we go. Like I said, we're gonna shuffle some trays. Let's see these right here. See how my finger pushes in? They're not ready at all. But if you go down here, these are getting a little closer. I'll just go ahead and do this. Oops. Just good. All I gotta do, play hot potato with trays of meat. It's only 170 degrees, at least the top one. That bottom one's pretty hot. Those are cooking about the same rate. So we're just move the top and the bottom tray, and we're just gonna let them keep going.
What's our temperature?
170. So it'll bump back up to 175. We're just gonna let it roll. Let it ride. Take a look at these here. Coming along. Some of the thinner ones are getting a little close. Now let's give it a taste. It's good. So good. Just salt and pepper. It's moose. So it's gonna be good. All right, see you guys in a few hours. We're gonna call the ones in the dehydrator done. Took 4 hours, 10 minutes. That was quick. These ones will probably go out with us moose hunting tonight. All right, so that's what we had in the dehydrator. You can hear it. They are nice. If you take a look, they bend and don't snap. That's how we want them. As they cool down a little bit, they're gonna get a little bit firmer and you'll have that cracklier. Is that a word? I'm gonna call it a word. That's a cracklier. Right. Better than anything that you can buy at the store. Okay. So, let's go pull the rest of the jerky off. Weber table. It has only been 7 hours. So these did really good, and this is hot. See, if you oil your rack, they come off a lot easier. Let's bring our jerky inside and see how much we got. Out of the 11 pounds on the dot, I want to see what we ended up with. Wrap. Do you see how low that weight is? Just gonna dump these in and see. Can we make up the nearly 6 pounds? No, we cannot. So out of the 11 pounds, we ended up with 5.4 pounds of jerky. Let's grab that piece. Oh, perfect. Not for you.
It's like memories.
Mm-hmm. All right. Check out this next video. Keep a clean kitchen.
Somebody does.
Somebody keeps it clean. Thank you.